that they understand what they are, that they're consciousness, that they're a spirit soul, and they understand what other people are, that they are conscious, that they're a spirit soul. You see? And so they try to arrange everything, their environment, their appearance, their words, their manner, their interactions, everything, so that at least it doesn't interfere with the process of Krishna consciousness. Even if they themselves can't, teach or direct or convince other people to engage in that process, at least they don't interfere with it. Like what is that? When the doctors take this oath, Hippocratic oath, the first thing is, don't cause any harm. Whatever you do to the patient, at least don't cause any harm. So whatever you do in Krishna consciousness, at least don't do anything that will stop people from attaining Krishna consciousness. You see? But when you go up to somebody and shove a book in their face, and then go through this whole rap designed simply to cheat them out of their money, and then you go away, well, what's the difference between you and Maharishi or somebody like that? Yes, the mantras that Maharishi is giving are from the Vedas. I'll tell you what they are. Om, Hring, Aing, Kling, Shring, and Shrom. 6 mantras, depending on your astrological sign. Is that worth $1,500? I don't think so. First of all, they're incomplete mantras. They're only seed mantras, mula mantras. They're not the complete mantra. The complete mantra has to have the seed, it has to have the name of God, and it has to have some action of service. Like, for example, in our mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om is the seed. Bhagavate Vasudevaya is the name of God. And Namaha, or Namo, is the action of service. In the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare is the action of service, and Krishna is both the seed and the name of God. So every bona fide mantra has these 3 things, but these mantras that he's giving only has one of them. See, just like when Maharishi translated the Bhagavad-gītā, he only gave the first 6 chapters. And when somebody, I knew someone a devotee actually, who had been Maharishi's private secretary for some time, a couple of years. And he asked Maharishi this question: why did you only translate first 6 chapters? And he always comes out with the same answer: the Westerners are not ready for it yet. I mean, what kind of answer is that? How does he get to decide who's ready for what? Leave it up to Krishna. Present the message as it is. Don't change anything. Don't add anything. Don't delete anything. Don't edit anything. Just transmit it. That's Guru. That's disciplic line. That's parampara. So if there's anything about this message that you don't understand personally, you're going to have the tendency to change it to fit your understanding. So if you haven't realized Krishna, and then you try to teach others what Krishna consciousness is, you're always going to make some mistake. Now, I'm not trying to dissuade people from preaching, but what I'm trying to do is to encourage them both to learn this teaching adequately and to present it without change. You don't have to be fully self-realized, but whatever you have realized, you should share that. But don't cheat people. Don't change the message. Don't get in the way. See? If you haven't realized what Krishna consciousness is, if you haven't realized what Sankirtan really is, and then you get in a position where you have to maintain a big temple and expensive program that costs lots of money, why don't you educate your students to open businesses and then use the income from the businesses to support it? Why do you start this whole culture of fraudulent street collections? See, that was not very competent, because what it did was it turned them into cheaters. And people know when they're being cheated. I mean, I'm from New York, you know, and you know, we had a saying in New York. It's like, I'm from New York. What this saying means is, you can't cheat me, because the best in the business have already tried and they failed. So like, don't even go there. I'm from New York, you know? So when somebody says, hey, have I got a great deal for you? It's like, hey, I'm from New York, okay? So we know even before they get into the pitch that they're cheating, because just from the attitude, just from the tone, just from the thing, you know, and these are just ordinary people, not even devotees or, you know, sages or anything like that. Just regular folks. It's just that we can tell, we've been around it enough that we know, we can spot it, okay? So from where I come from, if somebody comes up to me and tries to hustle me for a book, I'm like, you know, get out of here, I don't have the time. When I got a book, when I was a book sales customer of the Krishna consciousness movement, my book came along with a personal relationship. In every single case, when I received a book from a devotee, it was either from someone I knew and had a relationship with, or someone who was willing to spend half an hour, 45 minutes talking with me and explaining what this book was and what it meant and what it was about and how I could use it, what it would benefit me, and so on. They weren't trying to hustle me, because I told them, hey, look, I only have $10, you know. I was a hippie, you know, nobody had money then. So it was like, they knew they weren't going to get a lot of money out of me. Maybe they could get the price of replacing the book so they could sell more books. Well, that's all right, you know, but I didn't have a lot of money to spend. So every book that I got, it was in relation to someone that I knew. It was part of a relationship, part of an ongoing dialogue, an exchange of communication, a relationship. And this is what the devotees never understood properly. And this was the cause of the ruin of their preaching efforts, especially in America. Because Americans are educated customers. The best minds in the business are involved in marketing in America. And everybody knows now that marketing is a relationship. If you don't know that, you don't belong in the business. You don't belong in any business. Marketing is a relationship. Sales is a relationship. Education is a relationship. And guess what? If the customer is unsatisfied, you lose. Even if you make the sale. Like, for example, I'll give you, the perfect example is the cellular companies. They suck at customer service. They create antagonistic relationships. And how about the record companies? They create these antagonistic relationships with their best customers. And then they wonder why they're losing money. They wonder why the competition is fierce. They wonder why people hate them. Listen, if I was your friend, and every time you call me, you have to wait 30 minutes on hold, how long would I stay your friend? Not very long. All it would take is one or two of those, and I would never hear from you again. So, and you'd be right. You'd be right. Because a friend is somebody who's accessible. A friend is somebody that you have good communication with. It's considered part of the deal. So, if I don't feel satisfied with your communication, you are not going to stay my friend for very long. You may think you're my friend, but I know you're not my friend. You see? And the principle of marketing or doing anything in the internet age is you present it to your friends. In other words, you have a relationship first, before you try to convince them of anything. Okay? So the basis of our credibility, the basis of our success, if we have any actual success in helping people become Krishna conscious, it's because we know how to establish a relationship. A relationship has to be based on trust. Trust has to be based on truth. So if we change things, we're not telling the truth. If we fool around too much, kid around too much, we're not telling the truth. We lose credibility immediately. People see us as being insincere. Who wants to be friends with somebody who's not sincere? Only a sociopath. Only somebody who has really, really low